Hello, GameReplays.org, and welcome to another fantastic game here for you today. With me, bit of a treat, a man who needs no introduction is Caution, aka Mark. Say hello.
Yo, what's up?
So here we go, and we're going to be fighting for the third place spot of GR's new seasonal tournament. Here we have T7H and MSI. What's your thoughts about this game already then, Caution?
Obviously one thing to note right here, we don't have Fresh, we don't have K playing for Fnatic today. As far as I know, Fresh is going through a move, he's moving to a new apartment. Not sure why K is not here, but instead we've got Jerax and Nisma, both which I believe are also from Finland. So it looks like a complete 100% Finnish lineup for MSI, which obviously brings the benefits of being able to speak Finnish rather than their secondary language of English. So a big loss with the players, but I think they'll be more than capable, and I think it actually makes for a more interesting game, because I actually believe that T7H could be the favourites as they've played together more.
Yeah, definitely good insight there already. Just the bans going off as usual. We're going to see obviously Corrupt Disciple and Sliver. Gone, no explanation really needed for those heroes already. Corrupt Disciple, great mid hero, good animations, and then Sliver, great pusher, ganker, and all round. What do you think about these Polywog and Ophelia? Not too unusual there, are they?
No, I actually would say that the surprising ban is the Corrupted. I don't think it's as strong as he once was. And with the bans to Ophelia and Polywog, I don't think we'll see too much mass pushing from either side. I played a few scrims against Fnatic, and they're using a bit of a more unorthodox, or even you could call them old school heroes. So we could see Trixie on Forsaken, for instance, and they'll be using maybe Thunderbringer and just heroes that we don't often see. I hope they do that.
Yep, definitely. So here we go, the other last two then, Hellbringer, Swiftblade. Obviously, Swiftblade then, really strong after the last couple of patches then, and Hellbringer just overall all round got his huge ultimate, and his other abilities really matching other teammates and helping them out. So any other strategies you think these guys might be going for then?
I have to say that I think T7H usually a bit more of a standard team. We just see a first pick going out of a Cursed, which is obviously extremely strong. Can really annoy the opposing team during any team battle with keeping his team alive. All-round strong hero, and which MSI have used quite often actually is the Kronos. I'm expecting a Demented Shaman maybe, or a Plague as the babysit for this second pick. Rex has been playing that quite often in the past 3 or 4 days. They also go with Trixie in mid with another semi-carry hero, and they're all round, as I said, a bit more unorthodox, old school heroes, so I can't really predict them too much. But as I said, T7H, a bit more of a standard lineup expected from them, I think, with like a Blacksmith, Magnus, and if they can get hold of Plague, etc.
Yep, it's quite cool to see Kronos again then. It's been a while. Obviously, for a lot of games he's always been definitely banned, but it seems that obviously with S2 nerfing maybe in the right direction, we're going to see him a little bit more. Still a very powerful carry, of course. But Shaman with him then, great paper sitter. Maybe we're going to see a Soul Reaper here partnering up with T7H and Mingos at all.
Yeah, very strong possibility. We see Engineer being picked. Again, another strong hero, and there's the Soul Reaper, as you just said. I wouldn't put it past T7H to maybe go for an Engineer Blacksmith lane. It's very strong, mostly because obviously it's a dual stun lane, and they both have high strength, which means that they're very hard to gank and very hard to lane against. With if you try to harass them, it doesn't really affect them too much because they have such high strength gain. And we can see a Vindicator picked by Fnatic, which I've not seen them use before, so I'm going to be interested in that, and a Defiler. Quite a lot of AoE ultis there going on already.
Yeah, Vindicator. Personal favourite of mine, hero, why should I say. But it should be able to do quite a good deal of damage, just or keeping the heads down of some T7H lane, whichever that may be. Obviously, draining the mana, maybe get a some sort of early regen, obviously a lot of potion, and just keep them away then, keep them an offensive lane from getting a couple of early kills maybe. But there you go, you said Plague Rider and finally Arachna. What do you think of the hero Arachna then in this game?
It was actually a hero I was going to suggest to possibly partner the Accursed. If you see a Soul Reaper stolen by the enemy team and you've got an Accursed there, it always makes for a very strong lane. With an Accursed Arachna lane, it can be extremely offensive and pretty much keep the opposing heroes on your lane away from the creeps very strong. So I will be interested to see which way they do the lanes. I think they probably will just stick the Arachna in middle. But I can't really call it too much because the lanes aren't extremely obvious from T7H and everything. But on the opposing side, I think we see the Trixie playing the Defiler in middle, Magnus going with the Vindicator, and Demented Shaman Kronos. So I think that's fairly obvious there. It's a bit weird lineups wise, I feel. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, just have a look. Definitely a couple of bit unorthodox heroes in there, but I'm quite liking. You obviously got Magnus, and as you said already, and a lot of magic, error effect, damage coming out from MSI. Even Kronos Ultimate combined with say Magnus. That's pretty interesting over there. And obviously on the other side of T7H, you've got a heavy reliance. I think I'm going to be a Arachna then, or even Engineer, and with a Curse and Soul Reaper just supporting them and keeping them up. It'll be interesting who's going to be coming off on top of some of these team fights.
Yeah, the main thing you got with T7H, in fact, is that they have the double healers, Soul Reaper and Accursed. If Soul Reaper can get a little bit of tank and make sure he stays alive with a little bit of regen, then he should be able to help Accursed healing his team. And then you've also got the Plague Rider shielding, so he's going to be shielding the 2 or 3 people, and then you've got the healing and the shield from Accursed. It's going to be a very, very hard team to break down in these team fights, and could actually counter Kronos ulti quite well, and even Magnus ulti if they're on the ball and quick reactions. So I think it could all come down to how long the game goes. If it goes on for a long period of time, we could expect Kronos and Defiler, because it's been played by Trixie, who is probably I'd rate him as #1 player in the world right now. He's certainly getting better and better with even each game, and I'd expect him to get fully tanked up and be a powerhouse late game. So that coupled with Rexy playing on Kronos, I think they have the stronger late game. As I think Arachna, she's going to drop off somewhat with her overall carry potential, and then Engineer is going to be all about his turret. And then if you think Defiler, her ghost is just going to kill the turret within a second if he targets them correctly. And then even the Engineer ulti, it's pretty much the #1 counter to Engineer's gadget in the game right now. So late game, I'd have to personally give it to MSI.
Yep, big compliment laid out there by Trixie. I'm sure we'll have some fun comments on the forums if people are going to be agreeing or not. But yeah, definitely very good summary as expected. But we're all going to obviously go into the lines now, lane should I say. Ward's going up as you'd expect, but here we go then. So Defiler's going to be mid then. Obviously no one going for any early rune action. Vindicator laying out the standard wards, it might seem, or well, Magnus has got it actually. But it seems as if the Magnus and Vindicator will be having a bit of a stalemate here with the Cursed Soul Reaper. Do you think any of these heroes are going to get on the best out of the lane?
Certainly for the first 2-3 levels, it's going to be the Cursed Soul Reaper, and then I think when they hit round about level 4 or 5, we'll see the Vindicator become a lot more useful, and will really annoy the lane, because although they do have Soul Reaper, it depends. If he goes for his aura, then he's going to have huge amount of problems. If he goes for the Inhumane Nature, then we could see the T7H lane come out on top overall. It's a bit of a tricky one. It just depends on the skill order and how the harassment goes. But we do see early counter wards by the Accursed, so
what top action there?
they
Just
will be able to